Good evening, everyone, again. And here with me today is my NanaNessa. You've heard me talk about her. Look, now you can see her. Say hello to everybody. Hello. She's a strange little thing. She's a strange little thing. Yes, you are. What? Tell them what? Oh, she wants me to tell you about... I wasn't... Excuse me. I wasn't going to mention that, but I will. What? I know, I'm listening. Right, okay. She says about Lolly. That's her sister from Romford. Oh, a madam. A madam if ever there was a madam. Am I right? Yes, doll, she was. Anyway, the Lolly one, she keeps taking my hand. She's a shocker for that. Lollipop Rogers, apparently, I don't know how true this is, but me and Nessa, doll, we were at Mass yesterday, and we were coming out of 8 o'clock Mass. Stop looking at that now, you. And minding our own business, when this old fella comes up to us, and he says to me, "Excuse me, missus." I says, I didn't know what to say to him. I said, "What?" Like that. I thought he was trying it on. I was going to hit him with the umbrella, wasn't I, Nessa? Do you remember, doll? I was going to hit him with the umbrella. No, I know I didn't. No, I should. I'm not stupid. So, anyway, the next thing I know is, he says to me, "I'll walk along with you." But I said, "I'm only going up the town." I says, "I don't need company, thanks very much." He says, "I'll come with you," he says. "Okay," says I. Yeah, I'm getting to it. Jesus, she's no patience. Anyway, he says to me about Lolly. Do you remember what he said about Lolly, doll? Been out in Romford. Yes. He says to me, "I always see you and your NanaNessa at Mass." He says, "And she's a good girl. You know she's a good girl because she's always going up to communion." He says, "See her going up to communion all the time." And he knows the old fucker, whoever he is. He says, "And I wouldn't want to cause any trouble." He says, "But does she have a sister called Lollipop Rogers?" I'm thinking to myself now, what's this fucker up to? So I'm cagey. I'm saying, she could have, says I. Yeah, she could have. I says, "Well, what's your point?" I says to him. "Do you remember?" Aye. And he says, "No, it's just, I know, I think it's her sister, Lollipop Rogers, she's called. She lives in Romford." He says, "And I was in Romford." Would you lie up? Look at her, she's gone mental. She was in Romford the other night, he says, and at 12 o'clock at night, I saw her walking around Romford in what could best be described, he says, as a belt. Not a skirt, he says, as a belt. I says, "Are you sure it was Lolly Rogers?" I says, "Nick and Dave wouldn't have her out at that hour." Sure they wouldn't do it, no. And, you know, you must be mistaken, he says. He says, "No," he says, "and she was stone drunk," he says, "and she was loud. And, oh, she's just shouting all over the place." I says, "You must be thinking of someone else." I says, "It's not Lollipop Rogers, I know." I says, "She's in my house every day of the week." I says, "And if I didn't know about it," I says, "Nessa would have told me." He says, "Well, I'm telling you, she's on drinking drugs and everything, and she's running around with a bad crowd, and you better tell her owners, or mother and father, whoever." He says, "Because it's definitely Lollipop Rogers." He says, "I remember I saw her snap in the paper, and it's the same one, and I connected her with NanaNessa, the two of them." He says, "Do you remember the one they called Ilford Recorder?" I says, "And I do remember when she bit the policeman that time, and Lolly took the ankle off him as well. They behave like dogs sometimes." Anyway, I says, "I've got to go now. I'll get rid of you because you do me fucking head in." And I went up the town anyway, and I was stopped for a cup of coffee and did a bit of shopping on the way home. Do you remember, doll? "Yeah, we got you the side wheels for your bicycle. Do you remember?" No, it's all coming to her now. "Doll, you go down now. Say bye-bye to people. I'll see you soon, okay?" She's getting very heavy. She's getting awful big. Well, she's big boned, really. She's not big. Hold on a minute. Now I can talk to her. She's away. Listen. The way he described her, I thought this fella must know Lolly. He described her to a T apart from the short skirt. I've only ever seen her in trousers. So I thought to myself, this fella must know Lolly. I think he's all cake and he's all good and he knows all about it. And he had details of it that wouldn't have come out any other way, you know. So anyway, I thought, Will I say something to Nick and Dave? And I thought, no, I'll say nothing. I'll find out from the child first hand myself. Because I'm very fond of her. She's like me own, you know. So the next morning, anyway, about 8 o'clock in the morning, if not before it, there's someone swinging out the doorbell. And I know it's the Nick one because she can't ring the doorbell. No, God bless them all. She swings out of it. She hangs of it. And she was dropping Lolly off. I said, do you want a cup of tea or coffee? She says, no, I have to go to school. She says, I'm teaching first thing this morning. Hardly hasn't taught in years, you know. She goes into that job and she does. Well, she does fuck all. Anyway, right, says I, give me her. So in comes Jumpy, as I call her, Lolly. I call her Jumpy because every time she sees me, she's jumping up and down saying, Nana, lift me up, lift me up, lift me up. So she's jumping away anyway, and I said, so you can calm down. And Nick had gone at this point. I said nothing in front of her. There'd be murder. There'd be, oh, she'd grind her for a year. Anyway, she says to me, Nana, she says, I was thinking that me and maybe Vanessa could go on into Ilford on our own today and have a look around the shopping centre. I said, you're going nowhere. I says, and as far as I can hear, or as far as I can see, I says, and according to other people's evidence, I said, you've been quite proliferant in the shopping centre, I said, at all hours of the night. What are you talking about? She says. I says, drop the attitude, Lollipop Rogers. I says, I don't appreciate it. I says, I don't take it from Vanessa, and I'm not taking it from you. I'm sorry, Nana. She says, God stuff out, there's no harm. Anyway, I says, you were saying last Saturday night, I said, at 12 o'clock at night, with a skirt on you that could best be described as a belt, I believe. Now, whether or not it's true, I did start off with my doubts, but now I do fully believe, because a man stopped me this morning and told me, and he gave me details about everything about you, what you were wearing and everything else. And he said your tail was all plaited. You had your tail like plait. I said, now, Lollipop, I said, before you even think about denying it, I said, remember I know. And remember the value, I said, that I put on truth. Truth is the greatest asset in the world. All I said, and you know that. The other one's buttoned in, of course, all throughout this. I sent her, I said, you go down there and have a shower. So she went off anyway eventually. And I sat the Lolly down and I just looked at her like that. Silence. So I did it again. Okay, she says it was me. I was out. I said, you were out at 12 o'clock on a Saturday night. I said, don't tell me Nick and Dave knew. No, she says, I jumped out the bedroom window and I left it ajar so that I could get back into it. I said, oh, Lollipop Rogers, I said, you could have been killed, murdered, anything could have happened to you. We wouldn't know we were coming or going with you. I said, and what possessed you? She said, all the other girls were going out and I just wanted to go with them. I said, well, you should have asked your mother. I said, and your father would have collected you. Where did you go? I said to her. She said, I just went to a nightclub. She said, we had a wee dance and I came home. I says, and the drink involved. She says, well, no, I got a half an hour, because she said, that was it. I says, and the drugs. And cocaine, amphetamines, whatever they're called. I don't touch drugs, she says, apart from prescription ones, like yourself. And I couldn't deny that. I live in prescription drugs. I'd be lost without them. I'd be a bag of nerves. Anyway, she says it was me. She says, listen, Nana, she says, will you not tell me, Mammy? She says, me Mammy go fucking mad. She says, if she hears, I'll be grown up a year. She says, I'll be an old dog. She says, by the time I get out again. I said, oh, she's scratching over there again. She's full of fleas. I don't know. She must get it from Seamus the mouse, I think. But I said, so I'll tell you what, on one condition, I said, I'll say nothing to your mother. I said that I have your solemn promise, I said, your solemn promise, that you never pull a stint like that again. She said, oh, Nana, I swear, she said, I'll never do it again. I love you loads and loads and loads. I said, and I love you more than my luggage doll. But please assure me that it won't happen again. I said, because you know me. I might never go anywhere, but the reports come into me and I'll find out about it, Lolly. I said, I'll find out about it. Okay, she says, you keep stump, she says, and you have my promise. I says, does Nessa know about this now before we put her to rest? She says, no. I says, then no go area. I says, there'll be no chat about this today or any other day about you and your friend's house. And Okay, she says, do you mind if I ask why you don't want Vanessa to know? I was going to tell her the whole crack about the music and the dancing. I says, because Lollipop, she's not as streetwise as you, doll. I said, and I don't want her getting into things like that, because she will go out and she'll get herself into trouble. She has no sense. She hasn't got the sense she was born with. I said, she's not like you. You're that wee bit wiser. I said, so we just keep stumping about her and saying nothing. I says, okay, she says, listen, then, to me and Nathan now go into Ilford and go around the shopping centre. I says, well, it's 8:15 now, nearly 8:20. I says, it's 8:20 now. If you go down, I'll come down and I'll meet you. And we go for a cup of coffee about 10 o'clock, I says, so you're free until 10. I says, and get the bus down. Don't talk to nobody. I said, and put nothing in your mouth unless it's wrapped. And I said, I'll meet you 10. I'm choking. I said, I'll meet you at 10 o'clock and we'll go into the shopping centre and have a wee coffee or something to eat. Okay, she says, Nana, that's great. And then we'll come back here and watch a few DVDs. I says, first of all, we have a bit of shopping to do, Lollipop. I said, the one thing we have to do is to get into Marks and Spencer's, I said, and get you a dress to go below all four of your knees. Okay, are we agreed? I said. She says, that's grand. And that was it, really. Apart from that, nothing else happened. Listen, I better go into this one. She's still scratching and she needs to have a shower before she goes to bed. And oh, don't. I'll see you. God bless you. It's been a pleasure. All mine. God bless you. Good night.